Hello. Okay, I'm still sick. I actually went to my day job today, but I'm not going to my restaurant job tonight because I feel contagious. I have my apple cider, and I'm going to probably watch Hunger Games. Not because I really want to, but because my copy of Hunger Games was shit. So I ordered a used copy on Amazon, and I need to see if it's better. So I don't know why. It's one of those movies that it's weird that I even need to have this movie. But I like the woods. I like tramping in the woods. I like if I could pick a fictional character that I would like to be like, I'd like to be like Katniss. I think she's incredibly cool. And what's funny is when I was a kid, there were not girl heroes. There were not any women role models. Well, I don't want to say role models because I wouldn't. Heroes. I got to watch movies where the female character was either really stupid or she was always the one that they all had to turn around and run back to because she's fallen. They're running from danger, and she can't go any further, and she inevitably trips and falls, and it's always this kind of a slow fall. And I'm rolling my eyes thinking, oh God, just leave her, she's useless, whatever, and that's the kind of female that was what I saw on TV when I was a kid. I was a tomboy, and all the heroes that I had were men, because the women were stupid. They were either stupid or they were the helpless crying females. And they're just anyway, thank goodness that we now have I'm trying to think of some really great female. Vasquez from Aliens. Now she rocks. She's probably my all-time favorite female character. Oh my gosh, she was kind of ahead of the game too. She was one of the first ones that I can remember that really just, wow, look at her, Sigourney Weaver, Ripley, that character too was pretty tough. But Katniss is another one. There's all kinds now. I don't try. I'm sick. I can't think of all of them, but there's so many now. So it's great. It's great for young girls to see that. But honestly, I'm not here to talk about movies. I guess I like Hunger Games because of Katniss. I like Katniss. I like the way she is with her sister, and it touches a chord in me because part of me always wanted to be a mom, and a part of me always wanted to be a sister. And a part of me always wished to have a sibling that I could be close to, and just all kinds of things. And the fact that she's tough, and she faces adversity, and she gets through it. She's a good character. I don't think I really like the story. I don't like the story, the idea of kids killing kids, but I kind of get the idea of what the point is that they're trying to make. How far are we going to take these reality shows? It's almost like you can see that happening in the distant future, the way TV is going and entertainment. It's kind of like the Roman Colosseum, the games that they used to play in the Colosseums in Rome. It's kind of like going back to that, only in a different form. But yes, I wasn't wanting to talk about that. I'm just saying that's why I have this movie. And I also like futuristic stuff, and this is futuristic stuff. No, this is not a rant. I'm not really trying to make a point of anything. A couple things I wanted to address. Somebody told me a couple videos ago that I tried to sound educated. That's the funniest thing that anyone said to me on YouTube, because I don't think I do. I did some college, and when I say some college, I'm talking about not even a year of college after high school, because my dad died when I was 6. My mom had Social Security from my dad. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to afford any college. But I did get to go to a community college. I was going to major in art. And I didn't even get to go a whole year because I was working at the time at a Bible camp. and the registration information went to my mom's house. And I didn't know, and I missed the sign-up date. And I was able to sign up, but I was signing up so late that every single class I wanted to take was filled up. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to waste my money. I'll just skip a trimester and go back. Well, right about that same time, President Reagan decided that, or he passed the thing that if you skip a trimester, you lose your Social Security. So what do you know? When I found out that the trimester after that, I couldn't get Social Security anymore. And honestly, I was working as a volunteer at Camp Sambika, Sammamish Bible Camp. And I was working as a hostess at Denny's. And there is no way in hell I could have afforded to continue my college education. So that's as much college as I have. I don't think of myself as educated. I don't believe that I don't try to pass myself off as a intellectual. In fact, I think his name's Jim Walker. I tried to read an article by Jim Walker, and it's like 4 parts, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting the name. Article by, just let me look at it. There's 4 parts. It's me, yes, Jim Walker, called "Did a Historical Jesus Exist?" If you try to listen to me, why I can never be an audiobook reader. Hear me try to stumble through this article. I mean, like, I'm going to know how to pronounce names of Roman characters and ancient gods and all the other stuff that there's words in there. It's like I butcher beyond belief. And I still left it up because it's a really good article, and I'm hoping, if anything, maybe people will go and actually check the article out themselves and read it I'm sick, give me a break, for themselves. But anyway, the point of me pointing out that article is I am not remotely trying to pass myself off as educated. I wish I was educated. I wish I could say that. If I could have gone to school, if President Reagan hadn't taken away my ability to be educated, I would have hoped to have majored in art, and I would have tried to I don't know, do something with my writing ability too. I was also taking writing classes because I wanted to be a writer. So that's just to clear up one thing. I don't think I come across like I think of myself as a huge brain. I'm not. I took a few IQ tests because my former husband was into those, and I'm just average. I'm actually just a little bit. It's like there's average, and then there's above average, and then there's bright, and then there's whatever, genius. I'm just above average. I don't remember exactly what my score was, but I'm above average, but I'm not anywhere near bright. So I'm just, I'm just a normal light bulb in the package, okay? 60-watt bulb, okay? So that was one thing. And the other thing is the conversation I've been having in the last 2 videos that I've posted with a certain person that is just really kind of persistently posting her views, and it doesn't feel like I'm really, I want to say, well, this is what I think, but it's like, I feel like I'm only communicating to a wall. It's like, people want what they have to say to be said, but they don't want to hear what somebody else has to say. And it's frustrating. When I was a Christian, I didn't believe that pushing my beliefs on other people was right. I was not a witnessing Christian. I didn't witness. If the conversation came up, I would say, yes, I'm a Christian, and I would probably maybe tell my story, but it would only be if the conversation came up and people really were interested in that. But most of the time, I didn't broadcast my Christianity at all. It was just something private. It was private part of who I was. And it, the only time I might become vocal about it is if somebody was really, insulting my religion or insulting something that I felt strongly about, then I might say something. But, you know, I never really felt like, you know, I just never felt like it was my business to tell somebody that they were wrong. Because even as a Christian, I knew that there's no way to know for sure. I was hoping that I was right, you know. I was hoping I was right because I really wanted to see my dad again, you know. But I never really had the stuff to tell somebody they were going to go to hell for not believing like I did. I never had the stuff to say, oh, well, you're not going because you didn't do this and this and this. You're not going to go to heaven. I never could do that because it's like, I can't know the mind of God. Who can know the mind of God? Let's see. God created, well, if there is only one God, and if he did in fact create everything, he created the universe. And he created, you know, like I said in prior videos, there's probably more than one of those. And if there's only one God, that means he created more than one universe. This is a really big guy. Especially if he really is everywhere. He's huge, you know. Who am I to know the mind of God? Who am I to say to somebody, oh, well, because you didn't sit by your bed and pray this special prayer, you're not going to go to heaven. Like the creator of the universe says, is going to give a rat's ass about whether or not you did this ritual or not. You know, I used to think as a Christian, this is when I was a Christian, that anybody who had an honest and sincere desire for closeness to God, that's all it took. And that God could see our hearts. And if there was desire there for him, that's all it took. All the mumbo jumbo about doing this and doing that, and you have to do this, bullshit. You know, that's the part about Christianity. Even when I was a Christian, I did not agree with. I was never a you're gonna go to hell kind of Christian. I was never the judgmental type that said, oh, really? You believe in that? Well, so I guess I feel like maybe that's partly why I get really annoyed when I deal with Christians as an atheist now who do that, who come across like that. It's not only that I disagree with them as an atheist, but even the Christian part of me, the part of me that existed in me for 30-some years, you know, even the Christian part of me is rather disgusted with Christians like that because it's like, it's people like that that turn people off on religion. You know, those are the people that drive people away and make it look bad. You know, Jesus, I don't believe that he existed on earth. I don't believe that he existed at all. I don't believe in Christianity anymore. But from how he is depicted in the New Testament, he never shoved his teachings down anybody's throats. He stood at the side of the road. He stood on a hill. People would go to him to listen. He did not try to go where he had a trapped audience to preach. He went by invitation, and he went where people could see him and choose to go to him or not go to him. So I just wish more Christians acted like that. So anyway, long video. Well, I don't know if it really is. I feel like it is. Again, I managed to make it through without making any disgusting nasal noises or throat choking, hacking, gagging noises. So yay! Thanks for listening if you have. Bye.